Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Bila coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sister Season 7 episode. I think this is 21. Is it 20 or 21? I don't know. I'll put it in the description because I know I did the trailer on it, but I forget what episode it is. But it'll be in the description. And it's Penultimate. Um, y'all, this episode was cool, but that next episode is gonna be better. So make sure y'all check out my trailer breakdown because they be real good. Anyway, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. On the way to 6,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get 6,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is August 2nd. It's like in a couple days. I'm like, can I do it? Can I do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? I think we can. I mean, it's a good thing. And yeah, I'm getting ready for my birthday. So my daughter, she has like this waxing kit. And she always, wax her underarms and stuff like that. So I was like, Aria, can you, do my underarms for me? Child, my baby don't wax my underarms. When I tell y'all I wanted to punch her after every time she ripped that off and under my arm. But she did a good job though. But ooh, I said, ooh. But anyway, so yeah, I got good clean arms. But yeah, we're gonna get into this episode of Tyler Perry's Sisters. When I tell y'all it was a lot going on. Also, I'm doing the review of the show, but it may not be in the exact order because a lot of these, sometimes with these episodes, he breaks them down and it's too many scenes that's all saying the same thing pretty much. So I'm kind of grouping a lot of these scenes together. So don't say, oh, well, it didn't happen in that order, but I'm grouping them together. So it's cool. And also, if you do like my commentary, again, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do like the channel, the more I go through the algorithm and more people will start to view my content. Like I said, on the way to 6,000. I'm really trying to get it by my birthday. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode of Tyler Perry. So it was pretty good for what it was, and it is going to be so good next episode because somebody called it. Somebody said it's gonna be like one of those who done it, who shot you, who was the person that unalived Gary. And I think it's gonna be really, really good. So let's go. All right, so the episode picks up where it left off. The episode picks up where it left off with Andy and Jordan. Jordan comes into Andy's office and he is upset. He's like, I cannot believe you're going to marry Gary. And she's just like, yeah, it's going to happen. And he was like, I know Gary is holding something over your head. I know it. I know it is. He says, I know you, Andy. I know you just not finna, marry him. I know you don't love him like that. And she was like, yes, I do. This is what's going to happen. It's just going to have to happen. And then he said, I can't believe that everything that we talked about it, when every time I touch you, I kiss you, you're still thinking about him. While he's over there talking to her, trying to get a positive reaction, because Jordan just want Andy to say, Jordan just want Andy to say that Gary is manipulating me into marrying him, but Andy is not giving in. And even though she has her back turned to Jordan and she's crying, she still can't give in because she's looking out for him. But Jordan knows that it's something more. Jordan knows. He knows that Gary has something over Gary has something over Andy, and he is going to figure out what it is. Regardless if she wants to admit it or not, he's gonna come to the bottom of it. And so when he rushes out the room, Fatima comes in and she's like, what's going on, Andy? And Andy just starts crying. Andy is boohooing. She's crying. She was like, Jordan doesn't believe me, and he's going to try to figure out what's going on with Gary, and I just don't want to marry him. Gary is really going to make me marry him, and Jordan is a good guy, and I deserve to have a good guy. I deserve to really be happy. And Jordan is just, she's breaking down and crying and pulling at Fatima's heartstrings. And Fatima is like, you know what? I'm going to go. Gary is not going to get away with this. And here's Andy. What are you going to do? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So Fatima walks off. And I'm just like, whew, here we go. One by one down to Gary's office. So that's one scene I tried to group together. All right. So now, Danny is over at home. She's having a therapy session. And she's really just breaking down to the therapist, like, talking about Sabrina is going to have kids and, her friends. And she don't understand why people want to have kids because of the simple fact that Tony's kids are bad and they're messing it up for her. And now the ex-wife is back and trying to come between the relationship between Tony and Danny. And, the girl is sending Tony nudes, and now Tony is saying that she's jealous and, insecure and all this other stuff, right? So she's just trying to understand how can she confront this situation instead of having to pretty much go beat up Tony's ex-wife. But my thing is, your fight, for me, in my opinion, Danny's fight is not with the ex. Danny's fight is with Tony. And that is Tony's place to correct this situation. So that's just what I feel about it. The only time for me when Danny will have to really just do whatever she needs to do in regards to Tony's ex-wife is when Tony's ex-wife is really coming directly at her. Like if they're one-on-one and she's, like, okay, for instance, when Tiffany was talking about Danny's character and all this other stuff, that's Danny's time to really come at her. Like, you don't tell me who I am, that type of situation. When the lady is directed to her. But when she's sending Tony pictures and she's telling Tony these things, that's when Tony has to really, like, no, I'm not going to fool with you anymore. I don't want to, he really has to draw a line in the sand when it comes to Danny. So that's how I feel about that situation. Like if it's a one-on-one conversation with Danny and Tiffany, yeah, and Tiffany is talking about Danny's character, that's when Danny really has the right to be like, woo, 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 like, you're not going to talk, whatever, how the conversation goes. But as far as Tiffany trying to interrupt what Tony and Danny has going on as far as their relationship, Tony has to be the one to put his foot down and say, stop. Like, stop. You have nothing to do with this. That's how it has to be for me in my mind. Don't send me any nudes. Don't call me on no stuff like you trying to get back with me. Don't disrespect Danny. Stuff like that. Put his foot down. All right. So that's what I get. All right. So I'm going to group this whole conversation, separate scenes. I'm going to group that together when it comes to Karen. Okay, when it first came on, Trey went to Karen's office to drop off some stuff. And Karen was being very short with Trey and was just like, she said, just because her and Pam are not cool right now, it doesn't give you the right to do her the way that you're doing her. And Trey is like, what you talking about? And he said, first of all, me and Pam, we're not exclusive, because Karen told him, I saw you, in the back alleyway with some girl kissing all up on her or whatever. And that's when Trey was like, we not exclusive. And she said, okay, I understand that, but you need to let Pam know that you all's relationship is not going to be anything further than what it is, because according to Pam, you her man. So you got her thinking that that's your man, even though you all haven't discussed being exclusive. In her mind, she's thinking, this is my man. And if you are not willing to give her what she's asking for, then you need to let her know that. And I think that's only fair and right, or whatever. And so that's when Trey was saying, I know that y'all are not real cool right now, but you are a good friend because you looking out for your friend. And she was just like, yeah, Pam my girl, and I don't want to see her hurt. She thinking that y'all are going to be something more when in your mind, you're not ready for a relationship. And that's all that needs to be conveyed. And okay, so later on, when they got back together, Trey came back to Karen's saloon, and he was talking to Pam and all that stuff, and Karen was like, you know what? If y'all need me, I'll be back in my office. So she just kind of walk off. And Pam feels as if Karen still has this attitude. And Trey is actually taking up for Karen. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? She actually looking out for you. And Pam is just like, what do you mean? And that's when Trey was honest. He was like, you know, she saw me with, I guess the girl name was Monica or something. And she was checking me like, don't be doing my girl like that. If you're not trying to be serious with Pam, you need to let Pam know that. And he understood it and he respected it. And he was like, you know, yeah, Pam. And also Trey brought up the whole Rooster Riches and said, you need to compensate her because Pam is saying she wants parts of my business. And Trey was on Karen's side saying, well, you need to compensate her because you did start Karen's business using her money and you're using her shop as storage. So you need to cut her in because Trey was like, I see where you're coming from, Pam. You really tripping right now, which she really was. And so I guess it took Trey to see that Karen had a point to make and her point was valid before Pam can understand that. I mean, for me, it's common sense. It's A plus B. Well, it's 1 plus 1 equals 2. I was going to say A plus B equals C, but that's not how it works. But A squared plus C squared equals A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Anyway, so yeah. And you know, Pam was thinking, yeah, I thought that she was jealous and I thought that she was hating, but really she was looking out for me. And it was respect. And now, because Karen did have the conversation with Trey in regards to Pam, Trey wants to be exclusive with Pam. And Pam is like, yeah, you know, now you my man for real. So that's what's up. All right. So now, I grouped this scene together because when this scene had first started out, Sabrina got a phone call from Karen and it was in regards to, you know, them all meeting her at the fertility clinic so Sabrina can get her eggs extracted. And so they were talking about it and they was talking about, you know, Karen telling Sabrina, don't be stressed all out because you have to be, you know, free and clear to get this procedure and all that stuff. So they talk about it and, you know, Karen just giving Sabrina encouraging words, right? So they get off the phone and then she gets to knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock at the door. And when she goes to open the door, it's Delmonte. And so Delmonte is there with flowers and he's just like, you know, I just came by to see you or whatever before, you know, everything, before you know, get the procedure done and all that stuff. And Sabrina was happy. She was just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad everything is, she said that she's happy that he came by just to wish her well. And, yeah, he happy he came by to wish her well. And they was talking about the whole baby thing. Oh, and he said that, you know, all of his tests came back negative. So he is ready to be the sperm donor when she's ready, you know, when it's time. And Sabrina is happy for that. So while they're over there talking, he gonna put his hand on her knee. And I'm just like, yeah, we all know that Delmonte wants you. That's one of the main reasons for me in my head, the reason why he is trying to donate his sperm to you, because he wants to be close to you. Now, we all see that. Now, yeah. So as they're talking, there's another knock, knock, knock at the door. Knock, knock. And then my thing is, Delmonte was like, who's going to be coming over here this late? I was like, late? I thought it was early morning. But anyway, I don't know. And so I'm like, shoot, the same reason why you came over there, Money. Rich is at the door trying to check up on his girl. So he just like, yeah, I just came over to check over on my girl. But when he look over, you know what I'm saying, to the left, to the right, whichever side that is, he see their money and he instantly gets upset, which rightfully so. He can get upset because number one, you my girl. You in your lingerie or your night clothes or your morning clothes, whatever kind of clothes you got on or whatever time of the day it is, you in them clothes and Delmonte right there and he done gave you some flowers. And he clearly sees that this dude is liking you. which we all see it, and Sabrina, she always be like, no, it's not like that. He just came by to wish me well, make sure everything is going good with the procedure. He was like, no, clearly he's trying to get with you, Sabrina. I mean, and you gonna get this man. They kept saying nut, but sperm, you just gonna get this man sperm and da da da. He just going all off at the mouth. The only thing about it is Rich is just jealous. Rich is jealous, plain and simple. And at the end of the day, Rich, if you're not trying to get this girl your baby, then don't get mad at the choices that she's making. Period. So Sabrina is like, damn money, just go ahead and leave, just leave. So he ends up leaving because they was about to come to fisticuffs, I guess. And Del Money said, don't let this suit fool you. Suit. And I was like, dang, I mean, his arms do look a little big. Pants a little tight, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. So Del Money ends up leaving, and Rich is still there, and Rich mad. I mean, I can see why he mad, but at the same time, you can't get mad at her choices, but you can get upset that this man is at your lady house. I could understand that. But anyway, so Rich don't want to talk to Sabrina either. Well, I'm finna go. I said, well, all right then. Okay, well, y'all done stressed her out after she just clearly said she can't be stressed out. But it is what it is. All right, so now back over at Hayden's place, you have Tamaria. So they fussing. Okay, they still fussing because Miss Marie Willis has entered into the picture and Tamaria found out. And so Hayden is saying it ain't nothing going on between them. And he said something to the effect of a hit dog a holler, but the first person that said, tell me his grandma had something saying, child, I can't remember. And then Tamaria talking about some backwoods. Child, it's just a bunch of mess. But they getting into it, going back and forth. And nobody is willing to confess that both of them are cheating on each other. But they are deflecting, which both of them are. And then he deflects and said, well, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. If you ain't got nothing to hide, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me see your phone. But she ain't trying to let him see the phone. So he just like, well, shoot, you ain't trying to let me see your phone. Well, I'm about to go ahead and go to work because you ain't talking about nothing. So as he leaves, she throws something at him. And then it's another knock on the door. It's a lot of knocks at the door. But I was just thinking, I know Hayden ain't got in that car yet. Y'all, Fatima, Hayden didn't see you leave. Like nobody saw nobody walk by. Oh, okay, it's all right. So Fatima come on in the house. And Fatima is just trying to, and catch, y'all. Why is Tamaria so mad? Why is Tamaria so mad at Fatima? Why does Tamaria have so much attitude and saying it with her chest? Where Fatima is the reason why you with Hayden, ma'am. She is the reason. I mean, her plan wasn't for you to marry the man, but if she had not have introduced you to him, then you wouldn't be living the life of luxury that you're living. So you really need to show some respect. Because all of this, what you doing here? I need you to leave my house. Child, you wouldn't even have a house if it wasn't for Fatima. Girl, get it right. I'm off your contract now. Okay. Fatima just said, look, I just want to know what's going on. Is Hayden working with Gary trying to take my girl down? Tamaria, your girl? Who your girl? Andy? You know who my girl is. Anyway, Hayden ain't messed up about your girl. He got his head so far, Miss Marie Willis, in this case. He ain't even been thinking about Gary or your girl. I was like, oh, say it with your chest, Tamaria. Oh, anyway, but Fatima keeping it cute. And I was like, okay, well, keep it cute then, Fatima. So, and then Tamaria snitches on herself. And anyway, he ain't messed up about Gary, ain't messed up about Andy no way, because he got some new cooch that he jumping up and down in and on. I said, oh, really? So you must don't know, Tamaria, that he trying to marry Andy. And I thought Fatima was going to say that, but she didn't. I guess she just let her look like Boo-Boo, the fool, because she was like, oh, you think so? Okay. Well, I got all the information I need to know. And she walked out. I said, okay. And I do got that shirt, by the way. That white crop top that Tamara got, I got that. It's cute. All right. Girl, you done snitched on yourself. All right. So now back over at Andy's office, Danny comes over there, and Danny is, I guess they're gonna ride over there to the fertility place together. But Danny wanted to understand what's going on with her and Gary, because she was just like, look, Andy, I know you're not making the same mistake over and over and over again. Whatever it is, I got a therapist. You can use her, and she can help you out of this situation you got going on. But Andy is still sticking to her gun. She just like, nope, she's gonna marry Gary. She with Gary, and it is what it is. And Danny really didn't get nothing out of this conversation. But they ended up seeing Hayden, and she was gonna spray Hayden with the mace and called him a roach and all that stuff. And then Hayden was telling Andy that they got this meeting they got coming up with Miss Marie Willis, and Andy said, I know about the meet. I scheduled it. I was like, she sure did. So get out her business. All right. So Gary at his office, right? And so while Gary at his office, child, Jordan done bust through the door. Hold on. Ow. I hit my leg. I was trying to find something to sound like me slamming down a laptop. Oh, that's my bed, y'all. Anyway, I can't find the noise. But child, Jordan done slammed the laptop down, done jacked up Gary with his two fists. Child, when I tell you, I said, Jordan, now what you gonna do? Now are you gonna punch him? Like, what you gonna do? Because Gary was asking the same questions. What you gonna do, Jordan? You came over here in a fit of rage, and what? You making false threats? Like, what are you going to do? And then Gary is just like, yeah, you ain't even man enough for Andy. You won't even fight, really. And Jordan is just like, you better leave Andy alone. Whatever you are holding over her, I'm gonna find out. And I was like, okay, all right, but you okay. Well, pretty much this scene, nothing happened, and he went over there to threaten Gary, and Gary pretty much laughed in his face. That was pretty much it. So now they back over there at the fertility clinic, and Maurice gets there first, and she said that Maurice was late. So while they're over there talking, and then Del Monte comes in, he gets there next, and he said he was trying to beat the traffic. So Maurice is just looking like, so you really gonna get your sperm? So you the sperm donor? And he talking about everybody pregnant. I need to get pregnant next. Child, it was just a bunch of jokes and all that stuff. So really, they just trying to, I guess they just sitting and waiting until they call, until all the rest of the group come. All right. So now Fatima, she mad. So this is the second person that goes to see Gary. So Fatima mad. She stops Gary and just like, what are you doing? You better leave. The whole conversation. You better leave Andy alone and all this other stuff. And, just making the threats. And so Gary is just like, saying, oh, acting like he's scared, but he really ain't. He trying to be funny, but he ain't funny. And he's talking about Zach, and he's keeping all Zach money, and he's child keeping Zach money because Zach ain't getting his money back. And so Gary try to walk off. Fatima grabs him and pulls him back because she was saying that you're not going to do anything to my friend Gary. And Gary is tired of the false threats. He's tired too, just like me, because I'm like, somebody need to do something. All these little threats, oh, leave Andy alone, you better leave her alone. It's not working. Now it's time. We need to put some action on it, right? So as she grabs Gary, the dude right there, the little white dude, bodyguard, he comes and he grabs Fatima. And so Gary is like, get her purse. So he snatches Fatima's purse, because Fatima be having that thing on her. So he snatches Fatima's purse, and why he pushed her down? He pushed her down. And she hurt her elbow. I said, Fatima, no. No, he did. He pushed you down and you holding. It's over. Game over. That's all she needed. That's all she needed. I said, where? Was y'all mad? Because I was mad. You pushed that girl down. Here we come, y'all. Here we go. We finna get into some action. We finna get into some action. Are you ready for some action? I'm ready, y'all. I'm ready because Gary talking about can't nobody stop him. He already doing what he doing and he can't be stopped. I'm like, you know what? It is time. It is time. So now you have Zach and you have Zach and Aaron. So apparently Karen's what them things called? What's these things? Cribs. Karen's cribs came for the twins, and both of the guys came over to put, I guess, one each of the each person had a crib. So Zach put his kid's crib together, and Aaron is putting his kid crib together. But the thing about it is, Zach don't know how to put no crib together, and for some reason, I don't understand. Now, Zach, you just been telling us the last few episodes that you and Aaron, that y'all are friends. Like, y'all in the Baby Daddy R&B group. Why you mad? Why you feeling some type of way? Because I'm thinking, if all of y'all cool now, when you saw Aaron over there, you shouldn't have been feeling no type of way. I don't get it. Like, what's the problem? The problem is, Aaron knows how to put the crib. Aaron knows how to put the crib together because he reads directions. And Zach is just like 85% of American men and women that don't read the directions. They can just look at the box and know how to put a crib together. So Zach is not the handyman that Aaron is. But Aaron is not the mathematical genius or the financial genius that Zach is. So they both, and according to Mama Lisa, they can learn from each other. So each person's strength can help out their weaknesses. So if you're weak in one area, Zach is strong. And if Zach is strong in one area, Aaron may be weak. So, I mean, what is it? Each one teach one. Helping hands help helping hands. So all of y'all hands is going to help each other's hands, and y'all kids going to help each other's kids, because whatever y'all lacking, the other person can make better. Whatever I said, child, it is what it is. So then Zach is over there bending up screwdrivers because he don't know what he doing. And then he turns around and say, well, he pretty much done fixed his side of the crib, which he really didn't. He just going to take Aaron's crib and not finish that, and then gives the rest of the crib over to Aaron. Child, then Zach got to go to the car to go get a screwdriver. Seemed like he gonna have to go to the store and get some more tools. And Mama Lisa said she ain't got time to be fooling with them, one of them, because they crazy. All right, that's pretty much that. So, Zach, you just work on the trust, and Aaron, you just work on the cribs, pretty much. Hey, oh yeah. One more thing. Thank you. And I'm going to say this to everybody everyone that commented. Thank you. Because when the first person told me that Aaron didn't have any biological kids, I responded back. I said, thank you, because I didn't know. But you know what? I remembered that they did say that, but I forgot because Zach always say, where your kids at? Where your kids at? So it really completely made me forget that them kids weren't his kids, right? So when I said that, y'all corrected me. And it wasn't just one person. It was like 18 of y'all. And I got it the first time. And I just want to say thank you to all 18 of y'all that jumped me down in them comments talking about them ain't Aaron kids, them his step kids. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Shoot, I get it. Y'all windmilling me in them comments, pulling my braids and everything. Shoot, them ain't his kids. So both of them gone. Okay. I love y'all. Shoot. All right. So now all the dudes get together, right? So they going out down there to the fuel juice bar. Jordan comes first, time about he was about to get ready to punch to punch Gary in the face, but he had to take everything in him not to punch him in the face. I'm like, okay, well, you really going to do it or what? So now pretty much all of them having woman problems. Rich girlfriend is about to be pregnant by some other man. Tony's ex-wife is interfering in his relationship, and Jordan's girl is about to marry Gary. Only because Gary said he's going to unalive you. So let me know whose situation is worse. Please. I don't know. Yeah, I think Rich is. I'll say maybe Rich, because if Rich don't if Rich stays with Sabrina, he got to see another man, baby. But Jordan, you may not live to see another day if Andy don't marry. I don't know. The least person with the least problems in this in all the boys is Tony, because Tony, you really can tell your ex-wife to stop tripping. Anyway, so yeah, y'all let me know. But they convinced what's his name? They convinced Rich to go and get your girl because she a good girl and you a fool not to want to have a baby with her. And he said, "Oh, I'm going to get my girl in Tyler Perry true fashion. Go and get your girl." He went to go get his girl. All right, so now everybody is there. Everybody is there. You know what I'm saying? To support Sabrina in this egg extraction, right? So now everybody gets to meet Del Money, which is going to be the sperm donor. Del Money shakes everybody's hand while Del Money is getting to know everybody. Andy gets a phone call. Andy goes over to the side and it's Gary on the phone. And Gary is saying, "Yeah, you're sending your people over here and it's not going to work. Nothing is going to stop me from marrying you, Andy." I was like, "God, dog. Shoot, you really want to marry Andy?" So Andy gets off the phone. She goes over there with the people and they're talking about how nice looking Del Money is. And we see the reason why, Sabrina doing whatever she doing. And Maurice over there cracking jokes, talking about, so everybody having babies, I'm about to have a baby too. Like, so you get a baby, you get a baby, you get a baby. So everybody is over there cracking jokes, being funny. Their money catches it that everybody cracks the same jokes, right? Ha 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 ha. This is funny. All right. So Fatima mad. She mad. And she's doing what we all have been telling her to do since last season, since the beginning of the season. Call Madam. She calls Madam. Madam is on the way. Yes. All right. So back over at the hospital. Oh yeah, another thing that happened. They had called Sabrina back, and she said that she could bring somebody with her. Andy stuck her hand out like, "I'll go back there with you." And Maurice was saying, "I'll go with you." She was like, "No, I'm gonna get Del Money." Del Money goes to the back, right? So now they're back in the back, and Maurice came through in a clutch. I said, "Maurice, thank you. You good for something." So Maurice is talking to Andy about the Marie Willis case, right? And so Andy like, you don't know Mrs. Marie Willis. He said, "I do know her, and I've been trying to find her husband because this is the fifth husband, right?" And so Andy is like, "You are not going to find her husband." So Maurice goes on the phone, puts in something, voila, the husband name pops up, Richard Marie Willis, because Marie says that Marie Willis be making them husbands take her surname. So I guess Richard, whatever his name is, Marie Willis. So Andy is like, "You found him." He was like, "I sure did." And Maurice was looking and said, "Well, on here, his name is Richard Marie Willis, whatever the man name is." But he said he was in my OnlyFans page. And in my OnlyFans page, his name was some inside of me for child. It was some freaky deaky name. And I was like, so Miss Marie Willis, man, either he's on the down low or he like to look at men do things on the down low. I said, what? Ching, 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 ching. Andy, you need to thank Maurice because he helped you win this case, baby. Come on, high five, Maurice. High five. High five, Maurice. Woo! I said Maurice that came through. You know what? You're not too bad, Maurice. So anyway, as they talking and Maurice giving Andy the 411, Rich comes in. Where is Sabrina? Child, she back in the bag. She about to get the extraction going. She's not going to get I'm not going to go and let another man be the father of my baby. Well, all right then. Go on back there and tell her that. We don't need to know. So, somehow, some way, he figured out what room Sabrina in, and he barges in there. Oh, and he's here? No, you are not going to do this. I'm not going to let nobody be the father. I'll give you my sperm, Sabrina. You're not going to give it to him. I was like, well, all right. Rich comes in to save the day. Now, Sabrina, question is, are you willing to accept Rich's sperm? Because you said earlier, you just want to take the sperm from your boyfriend. Now your boyfriend has come and he's willing to give you his sperm. So Del Money, job well done. Because of the simple fact, you thought, oh, I wanted to say this too. I forgot. Mind y'all, when they were in the waiting room waiting and they were talking about co-parenting and all that stuff. And Sabrina was saying that Del Money wasn't going to be co-parenting with her and all that. And Del Money had this kind of look on his face like, I slick want to be co-parenting with you because I slick want to be with you and all of that stuff. And also another thing, notice when Danny had asked Del Money, did he have any other kids? He couldn't say yes or no because at the end of the day, he don't know. Because guess what? He's a what's the word I used last time? He's a professional sperm donor. So he don't know what kind of kids he got out there. So anyway, now Sabrina, you got your man and you're going to have a baby with your man. Good for you. All right. So then it went over. Child, I did not know that this review was going to be this long. I promise I didn't. But it was a lot going on. So it is what it is. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Are y'all ready for next episode? That's what I'm waiting on. Because, child, this was the calm before the storm. Because this storm is a brewing. And also, like I said earlier, I do trailer breakdown. So I'm going to do the trailer breakdown for the next episode. So y'all be tuning in for me. This is Sheila Bila. I probably forgot a lot. I know I did. I tried to hit on hard. You love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Bye.